Hello, and welcome to another episode of The End of the Search. This one I call it Life Wants You to Come Home, Not to Die. What do I mean by that, right? Well, some people may think, but wait a minute. If you leave the body, that's how you return home. So technically speaking, you have to die. Now, while it appears as if you're here, okay, there's a way of living in this world, but with a mind that is not of it. You see? So life is always asking you to remember what you are, to return home, because you are already home. Not for the body to die. The body's not even here, but it appears as if it is. So how can you experience yourself at home always, no matter what, when you do not believe the content of the mind? You see, right now, if you don't believe your thoughts, you're not distracted. And when there's no distraction, what remains? What remains is the ever-present background, which is where this videos is always pointing to, but has been overlooked by the thought I individual. This is who I am, this is what I want, this is my desires, this shouldn't be like this should be like that. But all of that is narrative. All of that is just that's narrative. It's just the mind narrating. But if you look at the narration without believing in it, you see, you're home. And you've always been home. You have never not been home. When you're sleeping and you're dreaming, you're always in bed. And the invitation is to recognize the fact that you're in bed. Not that you return to bed. You never left the bed. And how can you become conscious of the fact that you are in bed? By withdrawing the attention from the dream. Well, here, this is exactly what we're doing. We're not denying the dream. We're not pretending that we're not here. We're not denying feelings, sensations, or perception. None of that is being denied, but can be seen through the veil of the illusion and remain in the peace that I am. Right now, you are that peace. You are that happiness. You are that ever-present fullness. That's what you are always. That never changes. Until you identify yourself with a thought, you believe in it, you move in the direction of the thought, and you overlook the fact that what you are is that which is aware of the thought. But when you run with the thought, you think that you are the thought. You see? And right now we can put it to the test to see that this is not theory. Right now you are. You cannot say that you are not. Right now you are being. Just as simple as that. You cannot deny the fact that you are. Beingness cannot be denied. Can be overlooked, but not denied. Right now, are you not being? Don't let the mind come up with, see, but I'm being uncomfortable, I'm being happy, I'm being sad, I am being poor, I'm being rich. No, that's not being. That's a description, a label you're placing on being, overlooking the fact that you're being. Being has nothing to do with rich, poor, happy, sad, change of emotions, feelings, sensations, perception. Being have nothing to do with that. Being simply is. Being is that in which all of those thoughts, feelings, sensations, and appearance seems to manifest. But you always remain as the fact that you are. You are always awareness. They're always awareness. You're aware of you. You're aware of your body or the body. You are aware of this camera. In my case, camera. In your case would be, I don't know, television or computer or laptop, iPod, iPhone, I don't know. See, you're aware of all of that, but you're not any of that. You're aware of the thought that translate whatever you have in front of you or seeming have in front of you. You're aware of the thought that translates, but you are not the thoughts, not the translation. You are. You see? And life is always inviting you to remain as you are, to rest in what you are. You see? Life doesn't care whether there's a body or an appearance of body. Life only cares of the fact that being recognized as life. You see? To be recognized as life. And you are life. But you're convinced that you are this individual that now seems to have problems or wants things to be in a particular way or whatever. But what you are is that in which all these desires and rejections and feelings and sensations appear in. And once again, I keep saying, let's put it to the test. Let's not just go ahead and talk about this as if this is some kind of a theoretical or some... No. Right now, you cannot negate the fact that you are. You are being. Right now, you are aliveness. You are, okay? Whatever thought is crossing the mind, or field of awareness, whatever you want to call it, because the mind itself is a thought. Whatever thought that may be crossing, just don't believe in it. Don't believe in it, that's all. Let it be. It doesn't matter. Even the thought that says, this is ridiculous, I don't know if this is work. I mean, how do I know if this is really working? Well, it's working because you are. Just don't believe any thoughts. Just don't believe them, that's all. They will be used for functional reasons. I mean, if I want to go to the refrigerator, I'll believe the thought that says that thing over there is called the refrigerator. But it's just, again, just functionality, but not for the fact of for the recognition that I am. So right now, if you don't believe any thoughts, if you just don't believe them, what remains? You see? Don't answer the question, because if you answer the question, you have to go to the mind, which is a thought, to just go ahead and evaluate. But for the sake of language here, would say that what remains is what is. You can refer to as the peace that passes all understanding, but don't call it anything, because the mind begins to I don't know, evaluate and judge, and then says, okay, this is the way I have to feel or whatever. No, you are already being, and all the feelings are welcome. Nothing is excluded. Everything is all inclusive. You are that which is all inclusive. So right now, if you don't believe any thoughts, what remains? You see, that is again, the peace that passes all understanding. That doesn't matter what happens on the surface, you remain. Well, that is the invitation. Life is always inviting you, you see, to return there. So, life is always inviting you to just be. That's the invitation. It's inviting you home. Beingness is home. Not whatever the mind creates that is home. That's just our thoughts that comes, that have to do with the individual. But you're not the individual. And again, right now, if you don't believe any thoughts, if you don't believe the content of your mind, that is the invitation. This is the return home, or we could say the recognition that you are home. And notice that the body hasn't died. Life continue. I mean, the experience, you would say, that the illusory experience will continue until the time comes when all this stuff, it's, I don't know, dissipates or disintegrate. But while this experience seems to be taking place, you are being. You live this experience from the recognition that you are. This is not esoteric. This is very practical. Right now, you are having the experience. You see? Life is the ability, is the experience itself. Is nobody's experiencing it, so you could say that it's experiencing. That's all that is happening. Seeing happen, hearing happens, but no one is hearing. Nobody's is seeing. It's just what is. Well, life is happening. You see, it's all happening, and you are. That's why you are being. You see? And the mind is kind of going to a vertigo here. Where I don't get it. Yeah, exactly. The mind will never get it. This is not for the mind to get it. This is the recognition that you are always. Even the fact that you are even in that appears the seeming recognition of getting it or not getting it. But somehow it's no longer a distraction. You see, you're resting in being. This is it. This is all this is pointing to. Just being overshadowed by believing the content of the mind, believing with the thought I individual, this is who I am, and now I'm the one doing this investigation. No, there's not a you, and there's no one doing the investigation. Words shows up or seem to show up or seem to appear in this projection, so to speak, pointing to the fact that the projection is just a veil of illusion. And that's fine. Again, we're not negating anything. When I'm hungry or this body's hungry, I notice how life moved this instrument to go ahead and get something to eat and do what it does. Right now the instrument is being inspired to make a video. All this stuff seems to be happening, and yet simultaneously there's a recognition that I am, that this is home, you see? So the body hasn't quote unquote died, and yet I'm home, and so are you. Right now you're home always. You can never not be in home, because you are the home. Meaning you simply are. That's why we don't like to use descriptions or so. You are. Right now you are being. You are that implies that. That's what it is, says, I am that, you are that, all this is that, and that is all there is. It's very, very simple, very obvious, and so overlooked by believing that I am this separate entity, and because that belief is in place, then the beliefs of what I want, what I desire, how life should be, this shouldn't be like that, you know. But when finally the resting place of the fact that I am is clearly seen, and that's what is desired more than anything else, which is again the recognition that I'm home, then you see the simplicity of this. I understand how difficult this could be for someone who still have dreams and goals and ambitions and everything, because they're very identified with the character, with the person, and now they think they want all this, whatever the experience they want, to be happy. Well, in that case, I always tell them, look, maybe these videos are not for you right now. I'm planting the seed, but you may still have to run a little bit before you're ready to finally let it all go. And what I'm noticing, what I have noticed in this experience is that letting it all go doesn't mean that you're going to be living a boring life where you will not do things that you enjoy. That's not what I see. What I see is that when the idea or inspiration, let's say, use that word, when the inspiration to do something that you enjoy arises, you do it and you enjoy it fully, but you're not hypnotized by the experience, you see? If the inspiration comes to take a vacation in a foreign country or something like that, you enjoy the whole trip. But you're not thinking, you're not here right now fantasizing about the trip. When it's time to get on the plane, you get on the plane. And meanwhile, you do whatever needs to be done, you know, preparation to get on the trip. Then you get on the trip and you enjoy the trip fully. And when you come back from the trip is already gone. You forget about it like it never happened, because you're always present. You see? And if you like music, you know, and you like to create a song or something like that, you find yourself doing all that. And see, life continues on the same as before, but now you're not hypnotized thinking that once I create this song, then I'm going to be happy. Or once I go to the trip, then I'm going to feel that I'm happy, because right now I'm feeling miserable in this place. No, 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 you're happy wherever you are, because you are happiness itself. You see? And if you have an idea of going to this trip and then all of a sudden a day before there's a hurricane or something and they say the trip is canceled, you're fine. You see? Because you're always home. That was just simply a possibility. But nothing is important anymore. Life is just happening and it unfolds as it will. And whatever takes place is no longer a distraction to the fact that you are, and that's how you know that you're home, and you're always home. And the invitation here is to remember the fact that you're home, and home is peace. Home is not chaos. Chaos is mind. Home is the space in which everything seems to appear, and even chaos may seem to appear, can be actually seen through. And you don't buy into it. You see it as an appearance. Hey, look, interesting. Chaotic thought seems to be happening. You don't even label him anything. You see the movement of energy. You see? And you wake up every morning, you see life unfolding, have no idea what's going to happen. Even when you may have something written in an agenda, you say, okay, that's a possibility, but I'm not attached to any of it. You're no longer fantasizing. You're present. You see? And you can enjoy the gift of being, the present of being. And life unfolds as it will. And if you don't believe any thought that is evaluating the present moment, you can never have a bad moment. It's impossible. Only the thought says this is bad, this shouldn't be like this. You will always be present with what is. Again, the peace that surpasses all understanding. While life goes on, while your experience as an individual goes on. But now you feel you're home. You know you're home. Always, no matter what. I don't know. This is what I was inspired to share, so I hope it served. And as always, may peace permeate the mind so that love can be extended.